and surrounding areas, Hines County, everywhere. Thank y'all for tuning in and joining us on none other than the Reliable Representation Talk Show, which is every Thursday, 6 o'clock until 6:30. And guess who I got sitting right here next to me?
Hey everyone.
Oh, there she go, y'all. So we're gonna let her kick it off. Ms. Bowman, you can kick it on off for us today. What you got going on?
How has your week been? This week done went by relatively quick.
It really did. It shot by. It's been a really good week. Had a huge event this week that with a lot of talking about, and so
Yeah, he had his orange on with his logo, trying to make a logo statement, yeah.
that's
He
it.
got him a burnt orange suit, yeah.
That's right.
It didn't look like it came from Sioux City.
It came from KJ's.
It didn't look like KJ's either. Nah, because I would have told you, nah, that's the wrong thing.
Had to change it up on y'all a little bit. Hey there to you, Miss Darlene Wilson out there in Utica, Mississippi.
Miss Darlene gonna tap in every Thursday sometime.
She gonna be here. Look, she be here before you get here sometime. You be running later, Miss Darlene, be on here.
So how was your state of the district address?
It was really good, very well attended. Very proud of the people of Terry. They really showed up, showed out. We had several elected officials that came out, which is a good thing that they came out because now they know the legislation that's going to be affecting their constituents.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm definitely proud of them. We had the almost entire board. Well, we had the whole board in the city of Terry. We had the whole board in the city of Terry.
And Byron too.
And the whole board of Terry, and he had most of the board in Byram, with the exception of 2 aldermen that went there. And we even had Mayor Richard White from Byram came out to support. And so I think it's really important for you to look at your elected officials and see when they're doing things like this and when they're getting involved, in the process so that they can take things back to their communities that we're doing on a state level. And hello to you, Mr. Rodney Lewis. I hope you're doing well tuning in. Thanks for tuning in.
Okay, well, definitely we did have a great turnout. I want to say thank you to everyone that did come out. The food was good. Shout out to Chef Alderwoman Gibson because their rotel was a hit. Rochelle, I ate up my last crumb of it yesterday.
She the queen of rotel.
Rochelle, you did that, girl.
Rotel, pasta salad, meatballs, sandwiches.
It was Chef Alderwoman Gibson.
I still got some in my refrigerator, y'all. So y'all want some food, please stop by. I got plenty.
Okay. Well, let's talk about. Let's switch gears. Been having a lot going on in the city. Saw a lot of homicides, or if they haven't been homicides, there's been a lot of shooting going on. Relatively, South Jackson has been targeted. Definitely gonna have to arrange some time to get Chief 480 and find out exactly what can we do, how can we jump in and help, what exactly. I guess the question is, what can the community do? I guess that's the question.
That's it. And in my state of district, I talked about crime in Jackson, and as of right now, this year versus last year, we're at a 50% decrease in crime. But with all of the homicides coming up, it's like the word has gotten out and somebody's trying to catch up. And so we definitely got to figure out what's going on and figure out what areas that most of the crime is happening in, and figure out how we can deploy more resources to those communities. Because we're seeing a lot. I mean, we've had, it's either 4 or 5 homicides within the past few days. Mm-hmm. And so it's time for us to really start looking at that and figuring out what we need to do to keep our citizens safe.
Totally agree. I do want to say it's summertime and it's about to be July in a couple days. So it's time to gear back up for school, get your children ready for school, make certain that, have all your documentation ready and available. And I do want to say this, you all, make certain that you know the whereabouts of your young people. 3 and 4 o'clock being at it, that's not good. I know we all can use the cliche, over 21 you're grown, so you kind of have that freedom to go and come as you please. And that's true to a certain degree and in essence, but you have to put priority over it. Make certain that if you are out, you're out working or doing something constructive. And my dad used to always say, nothing is open over midnight other than legs in another place. So you all make certain that you are definitely governing yourselves accordingly. I know I've been, seeing some signs of activity going on at night, and it has me in a suspicious mode. So get your young men as well, those young boys who are aspired to be young men, get those people, because the community is not going to save them if Pookie come in and jump across my fence and I'm trying to be at home and be a mother to my son. I won't have any understanding because Pookie shouldn't have been over there at 1 o'clock in the morning without my permission, or some type of arrangements being made. So you all make certain that you are definitely knowing the whereabouts of your young people.
Yeah, that's it. And Mr. Lewis made a good comment. He said Greenville has implemented a curfew.
Great, Greenville, great.
So I know Mayor Eric Simmons, they were having a rash of crimes, homicides in Greenville, and he said, you know what? I'm calling on the board to enact a citywide curfew, and I think that's amazing. I think that that's a good thing to put in place, because when you see a city wide open and people don't want to follow the letter of the law, then sometimes you have to take extreme measures. And I don't think that that's too extreme. I mean, with a curfew, a lot of people think, well, you got to be in the house and closed up. It doesn't work like that. If you're going to work, if you're out doing something, conducting business, then you're fine. But it's just you can't be out hanging out, loitering and doing things of that sort. And so if you're at home, then you can't, be a victim of crime.
Good. So kudos to Mayor Simmons. That may be something that we need to implement here. You all, I do want to hit on this, something that I did not know. There are a lot of ordinances that are already on the book. So we're complaining about the negligence of the city, but there are a lot of ordinances that are already on the book. We just need to enforce those. And so you all probably already know I'm a big advocate for illegal dumping. It has to stop. It's going to stop. And so what I need everyone to do is do their fair share. You see something, say something. You see someone dumping something in the area that's not a landfill or not a garbage disposal, then you need to report that, because what that does is, as Fabian alluded to before, if you throw out a piece of gum paper on the ground, next week it'll be a drink can. Then the week after it'll be your whole church's chicken box. So you have to make certain that you are governing yourselves accordingly, making certain that you are disposing of your trash in the proper places, because not only does that interfere with the earth. You're the science person, right? So that has something to do with the ecosystem, correct?
Pollution.
Okay.
Groundwater. It's so many different things that can happen from throwing garbage out on the street like that. And it has to stop. I mean, and we'll say good evening to Mr. James Hobson from Hobson Junk Removal. Thank you for tuning in. But we got to start making sure that we're holding each other accountable,
correct,
in the city, and stop waiting on the police to come or everybody else. So we have to start being vocal and speaking up about things as they're happening in our and see, Mr. Lewis just said, let's hold ourselves accountable, keep our city clean.
Correct.
That's absolutely right. If I go outside, sometimes people pass by my house and throw cans, I don't know what they do. Throw cans, Budweiser can, and I see them, and y'all know I don't drink a Budweiser. But I don't leave it out there. I just go pick it up, put it in my garbage. I don't like doing it, but that makes my property look bad.
Correct.
When I have stuff laying in front of my house. And if everybody took that initiative, hey, we'll get a lot done.
Definitely. So next week, couple days, we have new administration coming in, new city, new Jackson.
Praise the Lord.
Well, I do want to say this to everyone. The work is not going to change overnight. Jackson didn't get this way overnight, so there's going to take some time. But what I need people to do is this. Let's not get in the cliques. Let's do our fair share, do what we know that is right as far as taking care of our city, whatever that looks like, whatever that scope looks like. I don't want it to be a money grab thing where everyone is going, well, I'm going to be over here with the cliques because these are the people that have money. You'll be surprised the people that you overlook based on, because they don't have that socioeconomic status, based on the services they could offer to you. So you all, let's jump in. Let's support our new Mary Lake will soon to be mayor in a couple of days. Senator John Horn. Let's support his administration. If any time you see something that is not favorable to what you elected him to do, then you need to call the right person out, or the right accountable person, and state your concerns. Now, if concerns are going unaddressed for a long length of time, then I think at that time we need to bring it up to Mayor Horn. If Mayor Horn doesn't address it, then that's a bigger issue, but we'll get to that down the road. But I need everyone hands on deck. I need us to stop being on Facebook, typing up a laundry list of issues, and then when it's time to work, you're not in the community. You're only going on Facebook just to complain. So I want to encourage everyone. It is a new fiscal year for most businesses, but not a new year for on the calendar. So you all, let's get in gear as July 1 approaches.
Yeah, and I have a citizen complaint since you mentioned that.
No, y'all, let me sit up in my chair. Let me notate this complaint. What is this complaint, sir?
And so I have one of my constituents. Her family lives in my district, and they invest. They're real estate investors, so they buy properties, rehab them, and put them, make them nice and resell them to rebuild a community. They bought a property. They have been dealing with permanent zoning for a few weeks now about coming. They want to do all these inspections, and ultimately boiled down to the lady down there telling them that the inspector was on vacation until Wednesday, so that's what's holding it up. And so even getting involved, I haven't been able to get a response on it as to what's holding this up. And when we do things like that, that discourages people from wanting to do business in Jackson. Correct. She could very well easily say, I'm gonna go to Madison or Rankin County where property values are higher. I can get more of a return on my investment, and the process will be smooth. But instead, she wants to stay here and help rebuild our city by investing in it. And then you get hit with all of these roadblocks. You need a fire inspection, you need this kind of inspection. That's uncalled for. So we have to make sure that our departments are doing what they're supposed to do.
Definitely.
Because that's bad. That's bad business. And Mr. Lewis, he hit it on the nail on the head. He said, support the new administration. You'll be surprised at what that will do. That's it. I'm going to support the Horn administration 100%.
Until something is proven otherwise.
But you cannot go into it with negative energy and negative thinking, because you're going to get negative results. Correct. We have to rally around our mayor and his administration and support them and help them, effectively do the job that we need to be doing for the citizens. So I'm excited about the changes that are going to be coming to the city of Jackson.
Me too.
It's very long overdue.
It is. But I want to state this, you all. I'm a big advocate of this: humble beginnings. Never forget where you came from and how you're able to advance in whatever stage of life that is. So, I know a lot of you all, a lot of people, a lot of names I've been hearing is going to be on the Horns administration. God, I send my Godspeed blessings to you, but I don't want you to forget about those who enabled you or paved the way for you to get there. So let's be optimistic about that, but also let's be humble in our acts and in our doings.
All right, we have a caller on the line. Hey there, caller, you on the air?
Yeah, well, that's the city of Jackson license permit.
Let's see. Say that name again.
I said, well, that's the city of Jackson license and permit department.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, well, Miss Ainsworth thinks she owned it. She has gave me holy hell down there, so she thinks she owned it.
What? So you've had issues down there as well?
Yes. She needs to go home.
Well, I agree with you 100%. If you don't want to serve the citizens and do your job, you need to be at the house, because it's stalling process.
That's it. All right, brother. I just want to ask that question.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your call. All right, we got another citizen complaint.
Listen, I'm the constituent services manager for Hinds County. Please call with all your complaints. But listen, we know he's not telling the story because that's under the Department of Planning, and those are the same people that told Mr. Hobson that he wasn't qualified to pick up trash. So I know that caller is not telling a lie. What he stated is actual. And see, sir, you like to do name calling. That's me. So Mr. Hobson went down through a whole list of people. So it started with I think it was the deputy director, the director, whoever it was.
It's so
he went through about 7 people. So it started with, I think, Miss Hoover, Miss Miller, somebody else. Then it went all the way to Mr. Keaton. I want to say, you all, the energy that you feed people says a lot about you. When you're not willing, as he said and you stated, when you're not willing to help others, it says a lot about you. And I don't care where you go, that bad energy that you bring to people, they're going to never forget how you made them feel. He can come back and apply for another job with the city, but the people before him made him feel so bad. Like he said, Miss Ainsworth, whoever that is, and she also said, it makes people feel that way. Like, I don't want to do business with Jackson.
I mean, Jackson isn't the only place. It's not the only municipality. And so, and when you look and when you have a lot of bad stuff and negative stuff, quality people aren't going to come and work there.
Correct.
They're going to go work somewhere where they can really influence change and make things better.
Correct.
And all across the board, I mean, there are a lot of things that are going to have to change to getting things back on track. I mean,
Correct.
I really appreciate that caller for calling in, because
And that's not good.
yeah, it's time to stop being silent and being quiet about the issues and sweeping them under the rug. And my constituent that called, they called me. I'm going to be right there until we get whatever done. And I haven't been really pushing it that much, because I know with a new administration coming in, it's going to be really hard, because they don't know who leaving and who this and that, which it shouldn't be that way. But after we get our new administration, we're going to continue to push and work with people. It's not about going in and demanding something from them, throwing your weight around. It's what can I do to help you do your job better? What policies would you like to see implemented that maybe I can talk to city council and the mayor about? It's about us working together collaboratively so that we can make things, better. And I see so many things from the different municipalities. I see things in Byram. So I'm gonna tell you, I got to brag on Byram. When you need a permit, like for your electricity, you go down there to that office and pay that money. That inspector come out the same day.
Wow.
By that afternoon, that letter inspects of the energy, and your lights are going on the next day.
Wow.
So that's what needs to happen. It shouldn't be back and forward. And I'm gonna tell you, we had a candidate for mayor, Zach Service, and he said that allegedly, you go down there and you slip a 50 with your paperwork and you get your permit done. And so I don't know, like I said, that's allegedly, but if that's happening, that needs to stop. You need to treat every single person with the utmost respect.
Correct.
And you need to be saying, thank you for coming, moving to our city with our population constantly declining. Y'all need to roll a red carpet out and say, thank you for coming in to our city.
And
what can I do to help you?
That goes back to making certain that when you are, like you said, doing business with people, whether they're coming in for a job or whether they're coming in for a service, it's still a business. So, and you need to treat it as such. I mean, calling down there, the phone may ring 12 times. And I'm not just talking about Zondervan. I'm talking about anywhere in the city of Jackson I have called, except but certain offices that I personally know someone, the phone has not rung over 2 times. But other places, I mean, you can call, the phone just ring, 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 ring. That's unprofessional. That in itself tells you like, forget it, because no one cares, because they're not even responsive to my phone calls.
You know how many times I've had to leave my office and go down to the hood building because folks won't answer the phone? And go down there to answer one simple question that could have been answered in 10 minutes on the phone.
So you've had to use gas and time.
Gas and time away from my people to go down there to try to clear things up when I can't pick the phone up because, and Lord and behold, don't try to go on the website to find the number because they took all the phone numbers off the website because they said they were tired of people calling, worrying them. So basically, you tired of people calling, you actually do your job, so you take the numbers off the website.
I'm hoping that's not true. That's
allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah, I'm hoping that part is not true.
Hello, Miss Charlotte Reeves on here. Say, hello, my friends. I love your show.
Hey, Miss Reeves, how are you today?
Look, we love you too. We love your passion for, for our city and for our county. But that's what it's going to take to rebuild our city. People are going to call things out when they happen. It's not to tear anybody down or tear our city down, but it's to raise awareness. Because the one thing that I don't want to hear anybody say is, well, I didn't know that was going on.
Correct.
Because people love to say, well, why didn't nobody tell me? No, we're putting it out there for you. Now, what
and
you
that's why I said
with
with the caller, when you calling names, that's good.
Yeah.
Because that's holding people accountable.
Yeah, that's
and,
it.
You can't get mad when people call by name, especially when you know what they're saying is their experience of how they were treated when they went. So you can't get upset. You just have to appreciate it and say, hey, I'm going to do better, or either, as you stated, remove yourself.
Yeah.
That may not be your line of work.
Go home and you can run your house however you want to run it. You don't want to answer the phone, folks call, you ain't got to answer. You want to go to the door, I don't go to the door, folks come unannounced. That's my house though. But if I'm at work for the state of Mississippi, I have to talk to people. I have to talk to constituents when they're calling, no matter what it is they're calling about. If they're calling me, say that they found Shabaka in the backyard, I got to listen and say, okay, that's what we're there to do as public servants. We're not there. And it's not pretty work all the time. It's not easy work because you deal with a lot of people. When people are contacting government, normally they're upset when they get on their phone. It's our job to talk to them and figure out the root cause of the problem and make that experience better for them. It's customer service 101. Maybe we need to require customer service training.
That's good.
Well, they have all this scoring. Like they told Mr. Hobson, they have this little scoring thing they use. So that scoring thing needs to have customer service on it. Customer service, people skills, phone answering skill. I mean, we need to figure out what it is.
So
How
we
these
need
people
to
answer.
assist them with their criteria.
We need to assist them with the
Okay,
criteria.
okay. Makes sense.
And hello, Miss Carol, Miss Carol White from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Y'all, we nationwide now.
Lord, I'm trying to let somebody call me Israel.
Oh,
You know.
so I'm doing like I did that time. We go, time to go. Okay, here Mr. Lewis say, I've been waiting 4 months for my son's death certificate and autopsy from MDHS. We need our state. Absolutely. Mr. Lewis, if you can, I'm gonna give you my phone number. Shoot me a message.
Yeah, message him.
Phone number 601.
Message him, Mr. Lewis.
Okay.
Warden Brittany said, message him, Mr. Lewis.
Well, give me your number then.
601-421-0877, Mr. Lewis. Rodney Lewis, I'll message you, Mr. Lewis, as soon as we get off the air.
Yeah, I can get that. I can probably get that fixed for you, Mr. Lewis. But see, things like that. 4 months, and I'm glad he said it because it's not only our municipal agencies; it's state agencies as well too. We deal with issues with. Remember, I had an issue with the subcontractor that DPS is using for their live chat. I was trying to get some stuff done on my driver's license. And this man hung the chat up on me 3 times.
You are able to be on the phone with him. Oh my God, that was an awful experience.
It is, but it's been escalated all the way to the top, and they're dealing with that issue now. I said, my concern is we don't need the people like this talking to our citizens when they call in. I mean, we don't. That just don't make any sense for people to. I mean, you on the chat and hung up on me. And then he wanted me to beg him to help me. He said, I had a solution to your problem. Do you want it? I told him, no, I want my haircut. What you think I'm doing on this chat? And he hung up on me when I said that. He asked, yeah, we're going to go somewhere else. I ain't finna be playing with you there.
You want his haircut?
I mean, if I'm on the chat, you're at your job. You're supposed to work for Department of Public Safety. And you're supposed to be assisting customers with technical issues. I told you my problem, and you say, I have the answer to your problem. Would you like to know the answer? No, I don't want to know. I just ain't got nothing else to do with my time. Put it on the chat. I mean, it's stuff like that.
You're welcome, Mr. Lewis.
All right, here we go. Miss Monica says, what's going on with the water bills? I have had bills under $60 for years, never miss a payment. But now this month, all of a sudden, my water bill is $240. Only 2 people in my house. That means my husband and I have turned the water to water creatures. That is pathetic. Ms. Smith, you're absolutely right. And we need to look into that and figure out what's going on. $240 for water. And Ms. Smith, I know where you live, your garbage, you're not in the city limits, so your garbage is not included on your water, nor are you paying sewer because you're on treatment plant out there. You see how well I know my constituents? See, because you're on a treatment plant out there, so you should just be having straight water being billed.
I want to say she probably isn't. I don't believe she's telling the story because water bills are astronomical across the board. Even in Raymond, the water bills are skyrocketing, and the water is brown, looking just like similar, not all the way, but similar to the color of Jackson water. So I believe it.
That is in 1 month, $240. We need to look into that. There's something wrong with that.
But I know she's not telling the story.
No, she's not. I hear all the time.
My mom is talking about hers.
I hear people have high bills. I hear some people that don't get bills. I hear about apartments that have millions of dollars in bills and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we got to really figure out what's going on. Here we go. Miss Mary Bradley from Columbus, Ohio said, good evening. She fell asleep on us.
Miss Brian, I know how you feel. That's gonna be me tomorrow around this time. No, not this time. No, Saturday. I forgot. Tomorrow have an event.
But I just the things like this is it's disheartening when you see things and you have this is every time I see a for sale sign pop up in my district, I get disappointed because I know that people are moving away because they've lost hope. Yep. What we have happening is if we don't fix our city, all of our good people are going to leave.
City and county.
Yeah, city and county. That's it. Because I know another guy that's thinking he lives out Edwards area say he's thinking about moving because they won't fix the roads.
Wow.
He told me, he said the county won't even cut the right of way. He said the only way the right of ways get cut is when Amazon and UPS get cut them. And I said, I didn't know that they cut right away. He said, no, he said when the trucks hit them and tear them up. I said, oh. And so,
wow.
So it's things like,
wow.
It's things like that. And I know that financially, as far as our tax base is dried up. It's not a lot that we can do with a lack of funds. However, it's something that can be done. If people see us doing just the small things, showing that somebody actually cares, they can work with that. But when you don't do anything, people are like, I don't have to deal with that. I can go across the river and
pay less
and pay less.
and listen. The responsibility is much less of a burden.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, we have another caller coming in. We got a few more minutes on here to wrap it up. All right. Hey, caller, you on the air.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Make this make sense to me.
I'm gonna try my best.
I do a lot of research, so I was researching it from the medical library. Are y'all familiar with that?
With the medical library?
Yes.
No, sir.
It keeps history of medical. Anything that went on in the community, it keeps history of it. So
Okay.
I was paused because we have a deliverance that's going on within the health field. Are y'all familiar with it?
And we have several of them. Which one are you talking about?
High black infant mortality rate.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Very familiar, especially in the Mississippi Delta. We're the highest in the nation. Mm-hmm.
And so I was midwife by Miss Josephine Turner. She not too long past, but she lived in Maine. But anyway, she was 96. But anyway, we had more black children living when black women were performing as midwives than we do today. And I posed that on one of the owners of the radio station, Mr. Haggard, whatever his name. And he said, oh no, and he's using AI. So you can go on AI and find that's the truth, or you can go into the medical library. So, I feel hurt, my integrity, and why are we having more successful births in the 1960s and 70s when you couldn't even be born in the hospital of Jackson? I was born on Brown Street in the Clinton on the table. I understand Miss Josephine Turner was my midwife, and that was all good, but we have a success rate. So that itself sounds like they don't want us to leave. Y'all, I'm gonna shut that up, and that's what we need to know. What in the H is going on?
That's it.
Thank y'all.
You do the same. And we're going to have to unpack that topic next week because this is a very important topic. And I will tell y'all some of the things that we're doing. We are doing things on the state level to raise some awareness on the infant mortality rate. It's very high in the Delta, primarily due to a lack of pediatricians or OBGYNs in the area. But y'all, we got to turn it loose. It's 6:30. We hate to go because it was just getting so good. But we got to get out here. We're heading down to Byron, Mississippi, to City Hall to see the swearing in of our Board of Aldermen. And we have one new alderman and Mayor White. So we're definitely happy to go down there and support them. I'm going to let you take us away, Ms. Bowman.
You all be safe, be blessed. Let's decrease the crime. And we'll talk about our new profound ideas and new topics and new administration, all that good stuff on next week. You all be good.
Put y'all seatbelt on.